Hi, my name is Grace from Grace Does Glitter, and today I'm going to be doing a makeup tag. I'm creating this makeup tag. It's going to be called the Makeup Memories tag. I did something similar to this on Instagram in like 2020 when I was doing a lot of Instagram lives. So I don't know if I'm overlapping any questions, but there's a possibility of overlap. Anyway, if you'd like to participate in this tag, I'm going to leave all the questions below. Absolutely feel free to do so. I'm tagging all of you. So if it's something you want to do, I don't ever want people to feel pressured into doing anything. But without further ado, I will get it right into the tag. First question is, what was your first makeup product? So like beyond the gift with purchase Lancome things and Clinique things that my mom used to give me, there were like these awful quads of like Lancome eyeshadows. I remember it had a white color, a brown red color, a navy blue color, and then like a gray, and I didn't ever use it. And then there were a couple of red lipsticks that were kind of pearlized that would come with those Lancome sets. The first product that I bought myself for a makeup collection, one time when I was little, my mom took me to Target, me and my sister to Target, and she bought me a caboodle, if you remember what those are, like the little caboodles that none of my makeup would fit in today. It was pink and I actually still have it, not with me, but at my parents' house. And she let me buy like a bunch of different makeup. It was really nice. But I think the first thing I picked out was a little eyeshadow pot, and it was called a L'Oreal High Intensity Pigment. And it was this pot, and you would pinch the top and it would come out with this like little brush, and you would like brush it on your eye. The delivery method was terrible, but I got it and it was like pink and shimmery, and I really enjoyed that. So that was my first makeup product, technically. The second question is, what product would you recommend to your younger self? Now, I'm thinking there's actually two ways of interpreting this question. One, with the products that exist today, and two, with the products that existed at the time when I was young. So I think I started wearing makeup around age 13, which would have been, I think, 2008, around 2008, 2009. And I would recommend to myself the CoverGirl True Match foundation. I think I used that and I really liked it. It was good. But I guess that doesn't count. I don't know. I know I'm the one who made up these questions, but I'm guessing that doesn't count for me. The Rimmel Stay Matte powder. I don't think I discovered that until later in life, and that was the best powder. I can't find it anywhere anymore. I don't even know where in America they sell Rimmel anymore, but the Stay Matte powder, I went through a bunch of those later in college and in high school, and I really loved those. Those were great. And at the time I started wearing makeup, I really think it was like the oily skin that was getting to me. Like, that was my main issue. And then came the breakouts, but we won't go there. For the second interpretation of this question, what would I recommend to myself today? Probably like just like a lipstick, right? Like a neutral pink lipstick, maybe like Merit Baby, something like that you could use like on the cheeks, on the lips, on the eyes, because there's a lot of multitasking going on when I was a kid, because you know, I didn't have the budget or anything. My mom would buy me makeup. But I would tell my younger self to make use of those eyeliner pens and like stuff that my mom never used, that were like in those gift with purchases, because those were actually good. And probably the skincare too. Lancome was no joke, you know? I mean, the foundation was really, it left a lot to be desired back in the day, from what I remember. Not to insult my mom. I would never. Okay, anyway, next. So the next question number 3 is, what was the first makeup product you fell in love with? Okay, I have a very specific one. It was the MAC Well Dressed blush, and it was this like pale pink blush, kind of like Benefit Dandelion, if you remember that, except it had a little bit more pigment than Benefit Dandelion. And I loved that blush. I wore it all the time. It was the best, and I got it on recommendation of Tanya Burr. If anybody remembers Tanya Burr, she was my favorite influencer at the time, in early YouTube. And it just, it wasn't too much. It made me feel pretty. It was a powder blush. I don't even know if they still sell it, but I love that blush. Okay, the next question, number 4, is what's something you have and will always keep in your collection? This is also very specific. I have an eyeshadow. This is MAC Woodwinked, and I will bother to swatch it for you. This was the first eyeshadow I ever bought, and will probably make another appearance in this video. And it's just a great eyeshadow. I feel like I will always have a Woodwinked in my collection. I haven't used this in probably well over a year, but I like to have it around because it has a lot of memories attached to it. It was my first most perfect eyeshadow, and you can see it's like a golden bronze, just a good standard shimmery eyeshadow. And now I just love all glitter eyeshadows because of it. I mean, I will say the only thing I want to add to my collection that I don't have now, and I typically like to have around, is a Revlon lipstick, and I specifically like to get the one called Cherries in the Snow, because that's the lipstick that my grandmother wore all the time. Where, I mean, she's still alive, but she doesn't wear lipstick anymore, and she's aging, so I like to keep that around to remind me of her. She wore no makeup at all, but when she would go out, she'd put on that lipstick and say, I'm putting on my lips. So that I like to keep in my memories. And okay, question number 5 is, did you have any makeup phases? So like a phase of like red lipstick or something to that effect. For me, in middle school, it was electric blue eyeliner. And I believe it was the Urban Decay eyeliner, and I think the shade was called Electric. I'll like put a picture of it here or wherever I put it. And it was like cobalt, like a lighter than cobalt blue, and it had glitter running through it. And I would just put it one line on the top eyelashes, no mascara, no nothing else on my face, and I would wear that to school. And I would wear that to Catholic school. So, and no one ever bothered me about it. It was very cool at the time. I remember reading 17 magazine, and that like sort of like pop of color that's coming back now. I think that sort of, I mean, I think it trends on a yearly basis in the spring, but I like wore it all year round, and I thought I was so cool. I don't know if I'd bring that phase back, but I would certainly recreate it for a makeup look. Okay, question number 6 is, when you first got into makeup, what was a product that you lusted after? I actually have 2. Okay, so I think I said earlier in the video, I really liked Tanya Burr, and the sort of like, I still love the Anna edit, but at the time she was called Viviana Does Makeup, and then Lily Pebbles. I followed them all the time, and specifically Anna from the Anna edit loved this foundation called Gemma Kid Light as Air foundation. I'm sure she'd still love it if they still made it. They discontinued it a while ago, but I never got my hands on it because I am American and they didn't sell that here. But I tried so hard to get it. I was like such a makeup fiend. I've always kind of been a makeup fiend, as I'm sure a lot of you are who are watching this channel. And I was like going all over eBay trying to find that foundation. I could never get my hands on it, so I never actually experienced it. The other product was Dior Amber Diamond highlighter, which again is discontinued. I remember swatching it in store and being like, yes, I would definitely love this highlighter. Never bought it because I didn't have Dior funds at the time. I do have a bit of Dior things in my collection now, and I actually have the Dior Backstage highlighter, which is most excellent. And I don't feel like I'm missing out on Dior Amber Diamond, although I like the packaging of that one a little bit better, if I have to say so myself. Okay, question number 7 is what was the first product you were influenced into buying? And actually the first product I was influenced into buying was MAC Woodwinked, which I took this eyeshadow. The reason it has a dent in it is because I took it out of the packaging and I put like a little magnet on the back. But I was influenced into buying this by Tanya Burr way back in the day. Other than that, I think I was just influenced into buying a lot of MAC products, like MAC lipsticks. I think there were a couple of like the cream sheen formulas that I really enjoyed. I can't really think of any names right now, but I was very into MAC lipsticks at the time. I think a lot of people were. My current favorite MAC lipstick, in lieu of telling you the ones that I can't remember for the life of me. I'm sure if I saw the names, I'd be like, oh yes, that one and that one and that one. But my current favorite MAC lipstick, and I will always love this lipstick, is Cream in Your Coffee. It's perfect, mid-toned brown pink. Question number 8. What was the worst makeup product you ever bought, used, or were influenced into buying? This is gonna be kind of controversial. I have 2, okay? They just didn't work for me, all right? Back when Glossier was online only and they had like a New York showroom, I lived in New York, and I was so excited to go to the showroom. It was like insane. Just like the vibes, you know? But I got the Glossier skin tint. That does nothing for me. I don't know if you guys, I've always kind of likened it to the Emperor's New Clothes. I don't know if you've ever read that story. Basically there's an emperor and he like loves clothes, and he has someone's like special commission this suit for him, and actually he's naked because the suit is invisible. But like I feel like the Glossier skin tint is the Emperor's New Clothes of foundations. It does absolutely nothing for me. I think it's there for people with good skin to feel good about their good skin and just put like something on top of it that doesn't do anything. But it somehow made my face more oily. I just really didn't like it. That being said, and all due respect to Glossier, I loved the concealer. I went through a million of those. I just really didn't like the skin tint. I thought it was BS. And in the same vein, the other worst product I've ever tried, perhaps worse than the Glossier skin tint, was the Kosas the Shaking Foundation, if you guys remember that one. I think it was also a skin tint, but it was like pure oil and pigment, and it was just like suspended, and you had to like shake it, shake it, shake it. It did not work for me, not at all. I had oily skin. I was living in a humid climate. I was living in New York City. It gets really, really humid and sticky there in the summer. And I just remember it like breaking up on my face. It was like, bleh. It was terrible. So those are the worst. Okay, question 9. Do you have any scent memories associated with perfumes? Which perfumes? I feel like scent memories are like some of the strongest, right? The first perfume I ever had, if I can find a picture of it, I will put it here. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of picture-in-picture in this video. But it was the Nanette Lepore perfume, and it came in this little pink bottle with a little round cap on it, and it was extra super cute. And I had it in middle and high school. And I just remember, like, when I smell that, I think of this purse that I had. I'm guessing it's still at my parents' house. It was like a color block purse, and like I would go to the movies with my friends wearing that color block purse. And I remember specifically wearing that perfume when I watched Angus Thongs and Perfect Snogging, which is just like the most middle school movie of all time, except it gave me unrealistic expectations that I would have a cute boyfriend like Aaron Taylor Johnson, but then he married a woman who was basically my mother's age. So, you know, whatever with that one. But with that perfume, I think of Angus Thongs and Perfect Snogging in middle school. And then in college, I was a very fancy college student because I went to school in New York City. I just thought I was the fanciest person ever. I bought Joe Malone Blackberry and Bay. And so whenever I think of, whenever I smell that perfume, I think of the West Village and like going on first dates that went nowhere. Because I was so immature in high school, in college. I was so immature. I didn't even know myself. It was really funny. And now I wear Clean Reserve Warm Cotton, and I think it's called Ellis Brooklyn Myth, and I really like those perfumes. I'm sure I will associate them with my current state of life. Okay. Question number 10 is, do you love any discontinued products? Which ones would you bring back and why? I don't know why I thought of this question. I guess because I felt like there are a lot of things that get discontinued, and I think to myself, oh, I wish I had that. There is this, so Victoria's Secret used to have a line of makeup, like an actual makeup line. I don't think they have it anymore. I know they don't have it anymore. And they had a really good lipstick formulation. And I remember there was this lipstick color called Sweet Nothing, which, so that lipstick called Sweet Nothing, I would probably bring that back just so I could get the color. I used to keep a tube of it just so that I could have the color, because one time I was like, oh, I'll go to like the Bite Beauty Lab and make the color again. Of course, as we all know, Bite has gone out of business now, but the Bite Beauty Lab or whatever, the one where you make your own lipstick, that's still around. I think there's definitely one in New York. I can't think of the other places, but you know, if you want to go, I know there's one in Soho. One time I made, my friend and I, like a, what do you call it, an appointment at the Bite Beauty Lab for Christmas. Like it was my Christmas present to her, and we showed up a week early or a week late, I can't remember. We ended up showing up to the wrong appointment time and didn't get to make our lipsticks, which is a shame, but it's also really expensive to make a lipstick there. And there's so many lipstick options these days. Like you can find whatever you want probably already made. That being said, it's interesting to have your own bespoke color, I think. Anyway, that was my makeup memories tag. I'm sorry if these are questions that other people have in their own tags. These are just things that came up off the top of my head, and I'm not very original, I hate to say. But it was really fun, and if you want to do this, you know, like, do it. Go ahead. You can tag me. I'd love to watch your video. I'm always looking for new people to watch on YouTube. But thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you feel so inclined. Have a great day.